First, we want to remove this column cover. So there is 2 Phillips over here. There is one right here, one right there. We want to remove this bezel around the cluster. It's 2 Phillips up top. Now I didn't get it on camera, but I got the cluster bezel out. And if you could see, I know most people have a hard time with the bottom because I know I was. This is simply all it is. So you might think you're gonna break it, but it's not gonna break. It's just that these clips go inside of these little tabs right here. Just look for the high beam indicator light and your seatbelt light. And just know that right under that is when you need to grab, you need to put your hand behind the bezel right there and right over here. That way you pull from right where the tab is at. Now we got 4 Phillips that we have to remove in order to get the actual cluster out. In order to disconnect the plugs in the back and the Speedo cable, you have to get under here. And if you get under here, you can see the back. So if you have a skinny hand, this is pretty easy. If you have a big hand, you might want to get someone to help you with a small hand. But you just get up under here, stick your hand in from the back, and then you simply unplug it and it'll come right out. In order to unplug the speedometer cable, you simply just squeeze it and it pops out. And to put it in, you don't have to squeeze it or anything. You just grab it and it'll click into its place. And there should be about 3 plugs, 3 big plugs and 1 small plug. In order to remove the big plugs, you simply squeeze on both sides and pull it out. Sometimes it can be pretty hard, especially if no one's removed them before. But that's how you do it. It kind of feels like you're going to break it, but you won't. And then the bottom one, there's also a little clip that you could barely see. It's towards the bottom. And you simply unplug it, hold both ends, and pull it apart once you kind of hold the cluster out. Now there are a couple of 10mm bolts holding the dash into the cab. And you can't really see them because they have these little caps that I've already removed. You remove these with the flathead. You just get up in there and pry them off and they come off. They're super soft, so be careful not to punch right through them. So there's 2 right here on the side. There's 3 along the top. There's 1 right here next to your e-brake. That one right there in the center of the screen. There's 1 inside of your glove compartment, which is right there. And then you have 2 more on this side. You're also going to want to unplug your cigarette lighter and your dimmer switch. Now that you got it loose, you want to thread it all the way out until it's somewhat flush with the steering shaft. Now this is a 21mm in my case. And all you want to do is smack the wheel from the back and it should come right out. Now, since these trucks are pretty old and if no one's removed it, it's probably going to take you quite a bit of work. Don't get frustrated, it'll come off eventually. I know it'll seem like it won't, but it will. And there it is. That's how you get your dash